This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 235 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. And if you're a college football fan, it is week 0, man. And I'm just so excited. We got a fake fall this week, weather-wise. You know, it's faking us out. It'll be back in the 90s in a couple of days. But, you know, at least we got a taste of some fall. Hey. You know, I'm Tommy B. Talib Shabazz is in the building. Give it up for Talib Shabazz.
All right, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Talib got his fake fall sweatshirt on.
Well, it's cold. It was a little chilly this morning. You know, I had to get up and getting up doing some housework. You know, we're not going to take no chances.
That's why they call it faux fall. That's why it's the fake
really
fall.
What it is I got pretty much I got like 2 different sweatshirts for each day of the week. So, you know, this just gives me a chance to go back into the wardrobe a little bit. That's all.
Well, I work in the yard, and I ain't going close to a sweatshirt. Oh, hell no. Vi the Country Commentator is back. Vi, what's up, man?
All right, brother. All right, my brother. Glad to be back.
I just got to ask you, Vi, are you out there trying to calm your fellow Falcon fans down?
No, I want to go rabbit.
Huh? Go rabbit.
Well, like I told my son, if you're a true Falcon fan, you will be calm.
Yeah.
Because you got history.
Yeah. So true. Yeah. And the reason, what we're talking about is, you know, as we tape, the final preseason game was played, and Jaguars came in all fairness to the Falcons, playing their starters. You know, Trevor Lawrence, they played the starters. It was like the starters against the practice squad.
Even the second-string quarterback was a starter last year, so hey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So basically, it was 31-0. My only thing, and we talked about it, and I don't want to stay on ESPN mode too long, but I do have to say, and you and I talked about this right before the show. I want Young Wei Koo kicking every opportunity he can. I want him kicking. You know, I want him walking to like Mercedes-Benz Stadium, stop for a minute and do a kick. I want him kicking every possible way and place he can. Because that dude, I don't know if it's too much Magic City. You know, maybe, I don't know, somebody done turned him out. He in love with a stripper or something. Brother has changed. Have you noticed?
Could be just tired. All them 50-yard field goal, the fact that he's kicking.
You the kicker.
You
ain't a fullback.
Yeah, but we have a boozed out kicker.
I don't know what's up. I just, you know, the first thing comes to mind, and Talib shaking his head, kind of. I mean, you know, it's just like, you know, he's just I'm in love with a stripper mode. You know what I'm saying? You gave me a contract.
Oh, you only saying that because he's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes. Look, dude, I grew up in Atlanta. I grew up around.
That's why I said what I said. You know, you only said to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, it's easy to do. Not for me. But for these football players, man, you come into town and it's just, oh, damn, Magic City? Oh, wow.
Right.
You know,
and it's this easy. And it's this easy. Koo should be used to it by now. Shouldn't it be new to him? He should be used to it.
And the way young Way is spelled, too. I'm just saying.
He should be used to it by now. He been here long enough with that. Magic City should be a thing of the past.
I hope so. I'm just saying.
The Magic City trap. Well,
that's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, I've seen it with the Hawk players. I've seen it. I'm just saying. I just ask. All right, each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea with the one and only Tonya B. She's back this week, y'all. And just the historic DNC, I do have to say, man, you know, proud of the DNC efforts this week. I do have to say that, and I'm going to get into the opinions of it, but I do want to go ahead and play a few clips. And let me go ahead and get started with this one. Let's see. Let's start with this.
Tuesday marked night 2 of the Democratic National Convention, the theme a bold vision for America's future. The main attraction, Barack Obama. But first, his wife took the stage.
America, hope is making a comeback.
Later, the former president used part of his speech to make the case for Kamala Harris to become the first woman and first woman of color to win the White House.
And I didn't play any clips from Monday because Monday was pretty much, what would you call it? You had a surprise appearance from Kamala. you had the passing of the torch. So it was all kind of old school. Hillary spoke. I think it became more impactful when you had Michelle and Barack involved in that. All right, so here's the next clip.
Democrats also held a symbolic roll call to allow states to cast their nomination vote. It was symbolic since the real vote actually happened before the convention. And one of the most exciting roll call moments came from the Georgia delegation, led by hip-hop star Lil Jon. The roll call for each state, set to music, was just another example of Democrats attempting to project joy, in contrast to what they see as Republicans projecting doom and gloom.
And Mike, we forgive you for saying Lil Jon, man. Come on now, dog. Come on, Mike. We forgive you. It's Lil Jon, to us, come on now.
I mean,
come on.
Mike is a respectful dude, man. Stop playing. Mike is
using the correct grammar.
Lil Jon, yes, exactly. Come on.
Come on, Syracuse.
Get off
Yeah,
Mike.
right, man. We don't mess with Master Yoda. You know what I mean? Master Yoda.
We don't mess with Yoda,
Little,
man.
I will say.
Let me
little.
take that back. He
did put a southern accent on it.
Mike just on the pier right here on my shoulder. Yeah, there you go.
Get off
All right,
Mike.
John.
Get off Mike.
And then we went to this.
The theme for Wednesday at the Democratic National Convention was a fight for our freedoms. And while former President Bill Clinton was scheduled to speak, there was a surprise. Oprah Winfrey. She supported former President Obama in 2008, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in 2016, and President Biden in 2020. The entire night was designed to lead up to the keynote speaker, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota. It was his opportunity to accept the nomination as vice president for Kamala Harris. At an earlier appearance, Walz was pumped up.
This campaign has a lot of momentum. Can you feel it? Hell yes, we can feel it. It's what we do. It's what we do.
All right, let's go on to the next clip. And this was Kamala Harris's night.
Thursday night was Vice President Kamala Harris's night in Chicago.
On behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination.
History was made since Kamala Harris is the first woman of color to be nominated for president of a major political party. At the Democratic National Convention, she said she would be a president for all of America. The vice president said Americans have a chance to chart a new way forward in November.
Yes, and, I'm going to start with you, Vi. Welcome back, by the way, man. Welcome back. Your party train has once again come back to the station. Welcome back. Thoughts on the convention, man? What stood out for you the most?
The mood. It's not like everybody had hope. It's like the whole thing has changed. We're happy. We actually believe that we got a chance to win. I mean, we believe we can win now. Because I know before she took over, we thought, no, it's over. We're not going to win. We actually believe we can win. That you can see how people are reacting right now. They actually think they got a chance to win.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with you there. Let's go to you, Talib. Your thoughts?
I mean, it was exactly what it was designed to do. It was a giant pep rally, and and for the people who are on board, I mean, this was what they needed to set it off. I'd like to see. I'll save comments for later as we get into it. But overall, I was pleased with what I saw.
Good deal. The big thing, and I'll just cover a couple of points that I thought were impactful, man. I thought the roll call was just off the chain. It was just unexpected, dude, because the roll calls are just so boring. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had already gone through, I do the heavy lifting, so y'all don't have to deal with it. I watched some of the RNC, and that shit was just it was together. It was organized, but there was no energy. Man, DJ Cassidy, the songs for every state. And then Lil Jon comes out. It was just like, I mean, I agree with you, Vi. The mood was euphoric. I mean, people were just excited. They were happy. You could look at their faces. I mean, it was authentic. Not just we're going to do this because we need to show America that the party's united. No, I mean, people were really feeling it. They were caught up like they were at a concert. Michelle Obama was not joking. Yeah, you know, that they go low, we go high is in the trash. That's been shredded. That philosophy is no longer. She told it like it was. And I'm glad she did, because I think it's impacted her personal life and her family and her psyche. Her mom has passed away now. I think she looks at it differently. So I really think, you know, it was good. Of all the speakers on that particular night, Michelle Obama was more impactful to me, even than Barack Obama.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, and the star power. You know, you got to say, yeah, you know, the DNC, the stars are going to come out, but, you know, you had, you know, when Steve Kerr from Golden State came up, you had Keenan, you know, Kerry Washington, my boy from Scandal, the president, Fitz, you know, Tony Goldwyn, Michelle, a couple of names, Patti LaBelle, the Chicks, Pink, you know, Shirley Rao, Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld, Octavia Spencer, Spike Lee, Joan Jett, Stevie Wonder gave a speech, you know, Mindy Kaling, the country singer Maren Mars, even like Wonder Woman, the old school Wonder Woman, Linda Carter was there, Omarosa was there, Common, Eva Longoria, Wendell Pierce, you know, who represents Louisiana. Man, I could go on, but it was just, the star power was phenomenal. I thought, you know, and then going down to Kamala's acceptance speech, man, I'm glad it was only like a half hour, because we talked about this on the show before, man. 45 went like an hour and a half, you know, and I'm just glad it was concise, to the point.
Yeah, say your point.
Yeah, get to it.
Wrap it up, B.
That's it.
My attention span is my attention span is not what it used to be.
No, it's not.
And no one is.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, man, you know, I thought the production of it. And the only thing I didn't like was, damn, Bill Clinton just went too damn long. Somebody should have had.
I mean, Bill Clinton,
Sandman.
You knew he was going to go long. That's why they put him where they did.
And they hyped him up like that to my Bill Clinton ripped up his speech the night when he saw Obama go. But that's what you come up with?
I mean,
no, it was even Obama and Michelle were where they needed to be in a concise manner. But it was like, you thought it was like the, you know, when you think the song's over, like in the Guy song, Groove Me, it ain't over.
Right.
The best thing about Bill Clinton's speech was it was Bill Clinton.
It was Bill Clinton. That was it.
So
somebody's got to tell Bill, hey, dude, and you could tell he's aging.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell, you know, it's starting to hit. So,
but even like he said, even he's still younger than Trump.
He's still younger than Trump.
Hey, that was the best thing about that speech when he said, I'm younger than Trump. I said, whoa, that is insane.
He had some excellent one-liners, man, but it was like...
Yeah, like I told you, he went so long, I ain't know what he was talking about anymore.
Exactly. I got lost.
I said, what are they talking about?
I got lost. Y'all thought
Bill is one of my favorite presidents, though. Hey,
yes, he is.
Bill. He's one of my favorites.
Hey, you know what? When I go back and look at that income and I look at the stocks,
boy,
it hit that Bill Clinton era was something else. I mean, it's when I got my first house. You know,
a lot of people
was under Bill.
Yep.
Yeah, because you had the .com boom. You know, there was a lot of stuff that was going on under Bill.
Bill was one of my
took care.
He's one of my faves.
He's one of my faves. He's one of my faves. Despite everything and all the scandals, he's still one of my faves.
Yeah, he let his brotherhood came out of him then.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, you can't do that to the president. Brother said, yes, I can.
No, you can't. Because thoughts on Kamala, y'all. And I'll start with you first, Talib. Thoughts on Kamala, just overall.
On the speech, or where she is now.
Well, just the speech. Let's talk about the speech in the DNC.
Yeah, you could definitely hear that whoever was behind the Obamas was definitely working their magic with her speech. I mean, she said everything. She said almost everything I felt like I needed to hear, and wrapped it up in like 38 minutes. So that was very impressive to me. Yeah, you know, it kind of boggles my mind, like, you know, for her to be here right now, in this way, with this much momentum and this much, just like you said, just euphoric feelings behind her, and it definitely was not that during the 2020 primary. So, it's kind of like, it's like I said, it just boggles my mind how the right person at the right time for the situation can be made to be everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from her works or what it took for her to get to this point. But again, it's when we are ready to see, then it's shown. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I don't know if that's really hitting like I want it to, but that's what I'm taking away from this. Because again, she's, like I said, I've never really been impressed by Kamala Harris, and now it's like, damn, where's this chick been? You know what I mean?
So true. So true.
But am I the only person that wants more information about Maya Harris?
She married. That's all you need to know.
Oh my gosh! Like, yo,
she married. That's all you need to know.
Her sister is banging.
Yes. She got a brother too. She married to a brother. And let me go to you.
And I'm sure she want to keep it that way.
Before Talib. Yes, that's what it's mean.
Don't want y'all to know nothing about it. What I like about
Talib about to go barbershop on us. Yeah, I mean, he about to go. Go ahead, Vi. Hurry up.
Oh, Kamala, I think she shot all the things down what the public been saying about her. She showed she's not stupid. She's very intelligent. She showed that she can speak, and she talked about her topics. And she did it when she wanted to do it, not when y'all want her to do it. Yeah. She waited to the right time, and she felt like the time was wait till I give my speech, and I'll let y'all know about my policies, show y'all that I am intelligent, show you who I am. Not for here on out. She can talk about it now, but she showed the Republicans, y'all don't control this race, I do. Y'all don't control what I say, I control it. Yeah. So no. So I think she did. I think she done an excellent job, and I think they were really upset by it. Going, wow. I think they just. I actually think a lot of Republicans are saying to themselves, "Dang, she is not stupid. Where they get this stupidness from?"
Let me say this. I'm gonna speak to that, man. She's never been. Well, let me say this, man. She has never shown me to be, and I'll say it like this, and I'll tell you where it's coming from. An airhead. She's never shown me that. Going back to when I've only known her since she's been in Senate, okay? Mm-hmm. But she's never come across that way because I've seen her in the Senate hearings where she's questioned a lot of these people. And I saw that. She's the one who lights people up. Right. So from that standpoint, that's all Trump. And let me tell y'all, this is what bothers me about Trump. Okay? The biggest thing, if anybody asks me what I don't like about Trump, I say he's a racist. So you don't need to ask me anything else about his policy. He's a racist. I'm never going to be down for a racist. And the thing about racist and white supremacists is the fact that they are into this eugenics. The whole Nazi eugenicist, purity of race. So knowing that she's a, Jamaican and she's an Indian, they want to paint mixed race as unpure. And I think that's a big part of it. I mean, I know, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I think that's Trump's whole thing. If you notice the people he goes after the most, just like he went after Obama, he just goes after either blacks, you know what I'm saying? People who have always been painted as inferior, or that's the perfect combination for him. Black and Indian? Oh my God. So I think from a standpoint of his white supremacist qualities and him being a racist, it's easy for him to say that. It's easy for him to come through on that. But one more quick thing, and that's why I think it's important that we don't buy. We won't buy into it. The people don't buy into it. I've never seen that. You know, there are some people who I will say, "Oh, you might be right about that one." You know, but you have to truly consider the source. He is a racist. Go back to you, Vi.
I think I hear what you're saying, but that's why I'm so mind-boggling how they chose Vance to be the VP. Because Vance married, ain't she an Indian, a Muslim? What his wife is?
She's Indian.
That's
let me
against,
say this.
that is totally against the people they're talking to.
No, it's not, Vi. Can I correct you there?
Correct me on that.
And I'm gonna need you to leave because I don't want this to sound racist. But a lot of first generation Indians embrace white culture more than they embrace their own. You can take a look at some of the most conservative Indians embrace white culture. They what do you call it? I lost the word, but it'll come to me in a minute. But you see that even what's his name? The one who ran for. But my point is that's the natural order for them. In a lot of cases, you'll see a lot of Indian women married to white guys. You see that a lot.
But I'm saying, I get what you say. I don't doubt that. But I'm saying, but his core, the Magna, they're against it though.
But you got to keep in mind, Vi, he hasn't always been MAGA.
He's been Democrat.
He called Trump Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so for him, you know, he has more at stake than I would say. He has his family at stake.
That's why it's mind-boggling for them to choose him with all this baggage he brings with him. He brings a lot of baggage to be chosen as a VP candidate.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of baggage.
Yeah, I agree with you. Go ahead, Talib.
Well, yes. The Indians from India and from that, you know, and people from that region are actually legally considered Caucasian. So,
wow.
You know, that, you know, when you are in terms of how race is looked at here in America, you know, the Hindus are definitely part of the Caucasian class. So, yeah, you know, it's easy to see why we have people like, you know, Jindal and Robert Swamy, you know, thinking and aligning themselves politically the way they do because they are all part of the, legally, they are part of the same umbrella, you know.
And the word I wanted to use real quick was assimilation.
So definitely.
They are big, just like
know.
the Cuban population gravitates, and maybe for different reasons because they hated Castro.
Right, exactly.
But they always gravitate to conservatism, and there's a big conservative movement in that country. Go ahead. Talib.
So, but you know, this, you know, the legend of Vice President Harris, as we've seen it so far, has really just been dictated from the eyes of the president, and it really shows how much the president has instilled or really, you know, allowed Vice President Harris to do what she was going to do. You know, they didn't really give her a platform to win. So, you know, of course she's going to look crazy because you know, what am I going to do? What am I going to do about the border? You know what I mean? Like these Trump ads are out here now, you know, this is your border czar. And, you know, Kamala is, you know, doing all this. And it's like, you know, what did you really expect her to do? I don't know how much direction she really got from from President Biden. But I can see from the way Kamala Harris is right now that they weren't using her right. Yeah, you know, it doesn't take a genius to see that. You know, that's why I was saying
that's a very good point. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a very good point.
You know, and that's why I was saying, you know, last week, I'm really hoping that she does not take a play from the Biden administration and really finds a home and a use for Walz, because if she doesn't, you know, that's going to be another missed opportunity, because he is the type of person she needs to really be setting him up for, for a presidential run after she's finished. You know what I mean? And there's only really one way to do that right now, and that's to mobilize. If this is going to be the long range plan, I don't know. But if that would be my thought process. Is how do we keep this agenda going so that you can actually see what my policies can bring. Because we don't really see policies for 10, 15 years sometimes. When it actually takes effect. And
real quick, I want to go to you, and we'll come back at the end for you to wrap it up, Talib. I want to go to you to wrap up Kamala by just one last word, and then we'll go to the next thing. One last word on Kamala, if you have it.
Yeah. My biggest thing is, I hope when she have a debate that she bring up that they had a plan for the border, a good plan that the Republicans agreed on, and Trump shot it down to run. Bring that up. Let everybody know, if he really cared about the border so much, why did he tell his own people to shut down that plan?
And you know what, Vi? I think they're doing that because I heard that a lot across the 4 days. I heard it.
He's talking about it more.
Yeah, it needs to be more.
That's his calling card. The border. Yeah,
it definitely needs to be more. It needs to be more. You're absolutely right. Hey, real quick, I want to play a clip because y'all's boy decided he's going to drop out, and as we tape. So I want to go ahead and play this, and I want to ask you about something. Here we go.
Independent candidate for president Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has suspended his campaign.
In my heart, I no longer believe that I have a realistic path to electoral victory in the face of this relentless, systematic censorship and media control.
Kennedy is now backing Donald Trump.
Who am I to talk about somebody's voice? But damn, and it's not really. Let me say this.
He sounds like a transformer.
But it's not. People say it's an impediment or it's what do you call it? It's a disability, but it's in their family. It goes back to Edith. Which one? I forgot. The great aunt. Mm-hmm. So it's part of being a Kennedy. As you get older, so it's part of that whole Kennedy. I don't know, the Kennedy DNA, where so there are Kennedys who sounded like this in the past. But I will tell you, I couldn't deal with 4 years of that, or even another campaign cycle. I couldn't handle it. I can't handle it. But there are other reasons why I can't deal with it. But I'm gonna ask you, and I'll start with you, Vi. Do you think it'll slow their momentum, the fact that he's dropping out, and giving
slow
his endorsement?
Momentum Trump.
No, Harrison Walls. Do you think it was?
It won't.
Do you think him going over to the Trump train?
Because anybody that was going to vote for Kennedy wasn't voting for Harris anyway.
Okay.
No. But also, I thought it was interesting that Harris had the grandson of a Kennedy speak at the convention.
Yeah. Well, they hate him. they done already showed that. They've already showed up at the White House saying, this motherfucker over here.
My thing, if your family hates you, then why should I?
They know he's crazy.
Especially the Kennedy.
Crazy. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Since the Kennedy is such a prominent name, there used to be such a prominent, strong name, and they won't endorse him, that says a lot about him that his family won't endorse him.
Well, they know he's eclectic. To use a more euphemistic kind of word.
My point exactly. If your family don't like you, then I have to really take a strong look at you and say, why because your family normally loves you no matter what you do.
Yeah. Talib, your thoughts?
RFK, I'm telling you, he sounds like a transformer transforming when he speaks,
Come on, man.
But not to I mean, that could be just some of that good old Kennedy inbreeding. You know what I mean? Some folks,
no, he didn't.
Some folks have a tail that runs in the family. Yeah. Some people have 6 fingers. You know what I mean? Yeah. They have a speech impediment. I mean, everybody's got a lot in life. I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel sorry for him. It's just one of them things. Everybody's got something to deal with, I just
remember Eunice. I think her name was Eunice.
Yes,
it was
Eunice, yes. But,
Eunice had the issue, too.
Yeah, she sounds like this, there's a lady on NPR who has that, that little wavery voice.
Lois.
Yes.
On WABE.
Yeah. what is
She
it?
got the
The
Kennedy.
city lines. But yeah. So what, RFK? We knew you were going to do that. We know that you're the black sheep. You wear that badge of honor, boldly. So I wasn't expecting anything less.
Go ahead, Vi, and come
But
to
the
me because
rumor
I'm gonna go
was
in on
he
this.
went to Kamala Harris camp first and asked would she put him on her administration for his support, and they told him no.
She didn't meet with him. She's like, hang on, meet with
But her people told her, no, we're not interested in anything you got to say. Do what you're gonna do.
Right.
So that
I
changed.
agree.
They didn't even they weren't even worried about it.
Would you?
No.
Would you have
Because I
met
know
with?
because I'm like, your people is not voting for me no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. How do you say it? Most of the folks who are going to vote for him now are former Trumpers.
Right.
In my opinion, they were Trumpers who felt maybe Trump wasn't Trump enough, so they went over to something crazier. He went crazy enough, so I'm gonna go to the real crazy.
Said Trump wasn't Trump.
Yeah.
How
Well,
is that
yeah.
possible?
I mean, no, I'm just saying people who probably were on that RFK train felt that way. It just ain't crazy enough for me over here, so I'm gonna go where it's really crazy. And see, for me, these guys remind me that RFK is like a cabal. It's like I'm me. I watch TV. It's like Lovecraft Country. The white guys who come together in the room, who celebrate crazy from 1930s and 40s. They go way back. It's just like Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers, Alex Jones, Kanye, and to a certain extent Vance. They're like the He-Man woman haters club in this room, scheming and just sitting around talking conspiracy theories. Okay, they're like white hoteps. That's what I look at them. I mean, so they all go together. So the fact that he's going over to Trump, he's where he needs to be. It's very male-driven, very anti-women, just crazy. It's some crazy shit. I mean, I understand people maybe questioning the vax, maybe COVID because of how quickly and all this stuff was done. But these folks don't even want you to take measles shots. And now we got measles dropping up in Georgia and shit and mumps. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get it. If that's your life and understand that, but you impact other people, y'all. Come on. You're sending your kids to school spreading shit that we don't even need to be spreading. So, yeah, I'm just like, look, you know what? I bet Trump's kids are vaccinated.
Oh, yeah.
I bet them kids came up with vax. They weren't talking anti-vax.
They did.
So, all right, real quick, y'all. Let's go to big takeaway for the week. It doesn't have to be. It could be anything, just anything. Big takeaway for the week, and I'll go with you, Vi, first, since you back, back in black. Go ahead.
My big takeaway is everybody know that Michelle Obama, man, she is letting y'all know that she's not playing politics no more. She's I'm done with politics. I ain't talking about going low. You go high, go low. Now she's saying if he go low, we're gonna go low with him, and we're gonna go hard. Basically saying I think that's why she's not running. That's why she won't go in politics, because she said I cannot play the game anymore. If you don't want me to tell you how I feel, don't ask me to speak, because you're gonna get the real. Now her husband, he's still playing politics, but Michelle said, no, I'm not playing politics no more, y'all. If you get me, you're gonna get the real system, and you might not like what I have to say, because I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna mean what I say.
But can you imagine the stuff that she probably heard about her daughters, man?
Oh, the man study said about her. What? At one time they trying to say she was a man. I'm going, wow.
They still do. They still go with that. But I'm just saying, can you imagine the stuff that she probably heard and the threats against her kids?
No,
can you imagine that?
I don't want them that, because I can imagine it was horrible.
Yeah.
Because these folks don't pull. They have no filter.
Yeah. So I felt a mama. I felt a black woman who's a mother who has been through some shit that she can't share. So
and she said, her mama
wants you to know the fantasy's over. Go ahead.
And that's what she said. My mama's gone.
Yeah.
So I have nothing to filter me right now. Yeah. Her mama probably telling her, don't say that. Think about it. No.
Yeah.
She ain't got nobody to tell her that no more. So don't Don't cover her unless you're ready for the real, cause she gon' nah. You don't want mama.
If you don't come for the mama, if you come for the mama, don't miss.
Sister Michelle, don't miss, cause the sister gonna come out.
Don't miss.
Yeah.
Let me go to you, Talib. Let me go. Go ahead.
Well, two things I want to say is that, Barack definitely showed why he is the master. You know what I mean? Honestly, nobody really delivers a speech better I've seen in politics, since I've been paying attention. Jasmine Crockett, they've got to be setting her up for a position in the administration. But I really would miss her energy in the Congress. You know what I mean? Because she was on fire. She was on fire. But it's funny also that they regulate Joe Biden to Monday night. And to me, Monday was kind of almost not really a throwaway, but it was, it definitely seemed like, before we get going, we'll give you guys here, because they had AOC, Crockett, what was it, Raskin? You know what I mean? All the progressives, all the progressives were on Monday. Joe Biden is on Monday. It was kind of like,
Hillary was on Monday too, right?
Yeah. Actually, I believe so.
Yeah, she was.
So it was really just like, all right, tribute.
And that's what it was. It was kind of like the transition.
Right.
The passing of the guard, because you had Clyburn, you had some of the old folks.
Exactly. What's his name? Oh, Cornball from Clyburn. Yeah,
I think there were a few. Yeah, there were a few folks. But then, I agree with you. Monday, but Tuesday was when it got lit.
Oh yeah.
For me, that's when it got lit.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things for me, the big takeaways. Well, go ahead.
Real quick.
You still got.
Real quick. I just want to give my headlines for this week. Just some crazy things that I think that you should definitely check out on your own, because it struck me as, this is interesting. There was an article that had the headline, "He lost his legs in the war. Now he's Ukraine's most desirable man."
Oh,
right.
Enough said.
That's number one. Number two, Dr. Anthony Fauci recovering after being hospitalized with rare virus.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, I don't know if that's chickens coming home to roost, or, you know what I mean? But y'all can read the story. And then the
rare
third
virus.
one. Yeah. Grandma killed her daughter-in-law to ensure her son got full custody after their split.
Wow.
Mamas don't play, though. They be thinking that kind of shit. They may not do it always like this, but they be thinking it comes up.
Oh, yeah.
It comes up.
So,
Good
just
stuff.
3 things that y'all can check out later on, as the week progresses.
Good stuff.
That's a lot right there.
Hey, a couple of things.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, but I know it was a lot.
Grandmama?
They don't play, man. Come on now. Come on, the in-law, mama-in-law, All right, real quick, just a couple of things, man. I got to say rest in power to Phil Donahue. Passed away this week. He was 88. I was raised on Phil, man. I mean, there was, Phil Donahue, Tony Brown's Journal, those kind of shows for me. I just, because, I'm like that show used to be on HBO called Dream On, where they just sit your ass in front of the TV till it's over.
Yeah.
But all summer, if you remember growing up in the summers when you couldn't go nowhere, when you were like a kid, don't leave the house, don't leave the yard, just stay in the house. I got to go to work. Well, I was watching Phil Donahue and the stories. Phil Donahue, man, really was what enticed me and got me interested in even doing journalism, because he was so good at what he did. I remember having, if y'all don't remember this, when he had the 2 Live crew on, when the 2 Live crew was going through the
legal battle,
issues. Yes. Now this was later. I was older, but still, it just showed, how plugged in he was to pop culture. He had them performing.
Yeah, performed. With the dancers.
With the dancers. So rest in power, Phil Donahue. Really, rest in power, man. And the other thing real quick, and I just got to say this because I was going to go in on ESPN about Robert Griffin III. I will tell you, I don't watch ESPN in the morning weekdays as much as I used to, because of the fact that ESPN is just so, how do you say it, man? They take advantage. You know, you got Greeny coming on just talking about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers all damn morning. And then you got Stephen A. coming on talking about the Knicks all damn morning. So, you know, I watch Good Morning Football. I'll watch Good Morning Football on the NFL Network just to get away from the fact that I just think they take advantage of the fact that they're in the top spot. But the interesting thing I want to mention about RG3, and maybe we can watch this as we're in the college football, he's over at Colorado now. He's gone. He's doing something with Deion,
really?
Which is interesting. Yeah, Vi. I mean, I was looking at it. He's on TikTok. He just dropped a video as we tape on TikTok. So something's going on to where he apparently is going to be. He lost his job at ESPN. They say it was cost cutting. Him and one of the women who host the show Sunday mornings, I think. And now he's gone over to team up with Deion, which I think is going to be interesting. But y'all check that out. But Robert Griffin III, I thought they did him wrong. I really do think they did him wrong. But I think they're doing.
He's probably the up and comer one. It's everybody over here.
You know, I think this comes down to money. I think they need to negotiate with Stephen A. Smith's contract, and you're going to see a lot of folks going away because they got to add that money to Stephen A. Yeah. But I thought, there's some other people who could have gone versus RG3. And, RG3's had some fucked up takes. Don't get me wrong. He said some stupid shit. He's known. But he's a smart kid. Yeah. When they dropped him for Monday Night Football, I said, okay, it's over. And apparently it is. Okay. Love your feedback, y'all, positive or negative. Go to our episodes on Castropolis.net. Leave your thoughts. Again, Castropolis.net is the website. The people poll is there. You can leave us a voicemail. Man, thanks to our biggest supporters. Y'all really appreciate it. Our website now has election info. You can go there. Kamala info is there. We'll be updating it with some of the newer articles and videos from the DNC convention. So that'll be up as we post this episode. All right, y'all. Again, Talib Shabazz, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for coming back.
Yes.
And doing your thing.
Always, brother. Always.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you bringing your stories. The party train has landed. The party train has pulled into the depot. The depot.
Still part.
The country commentator, thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me here, people. Glad to be back.
Always, man. We're glad you're here. All right, y'all, appreciate it. And with that, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with Tonya B and the T. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate you.
Peace out.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tonya B.
My people in G podcast land. Tommy B, it's your girl Tonya B, and I am back to sip this GT after an amazing week of birthday celebration. But I've been celebrating all month, which means one thing. I'm not finished yet, but I got a lot to catch you up on. Let's just get right to it. This is how we do it. This is a G podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. YouTube, Instagram, you know how we do it. Anyway, I got one thing to say. Kamala, boop, mic drop. Everybody from the Obamas to Oprah, from Pink to Patti LaBelle, that's all I got to say, except make your choice, use your voice, and please check your voting status. And if you are not registered to vote, please do so. It is so important. We lost a lot of people the last couple of weeks. Tommy B, legendary game show host Peter Marshall from the Hollywood Squares, Wally famous Amos. And it's interesting now that we're finding out that two of the major investors when he launched his chocolate chip cookie company were pop singer Helen Reddy and Marvin Gaye. We lost groundbreaking talk show host Phil Donahue. He opened the doors for so many, and Oprah said if it were not for him, there would have not been an Oprah. Janet Jackson has some extremely famous relatives. Stevie Wonder, Samuel L. Jackson, go figure, and Tracy Chapman in her fast car. Janet is returning to Vegas for a special New Year's Eve show, and then she resumes her residency in 2025. Let's see. Oh, are you ready for Sir Davis? It is finished, blended, and bottled in Texas. It's the new whiskey line by Beyoncé, and it's named after her great-grandfather, and her son is named Sir as well. You know, her mama, Tina Knowles, is finally divorced from Richard Lawson, but baby, she put the gag on him. He cannot talk about her family, the divorce, or any of her business. He gets no spousal support. He got a car, a few other items, and a $300,000 go-away check, which if you're in LA does not really last that long, and he's got to pay taxes on that too, so bye. Let's talk about cheating in the next room. Judge Mathis, really? Oh man, his wife Linda, I guess she said, I am done with you. You are going to pay me for my pain, because after 39 years of marriage, she has allegedly filed for divorce. Well, you know, we don't talk about Chris Brown much because he usually does some crazy, foolish things, but I got to give credit where credit is due, Tommy B. And in a recent interview, Tank said, after he hit his head and had not come back to his senses, oh man, you're better than Michael Jackson. And Chris Brown said, he shut him down and said, you can't compare me to Michael. Michael's one of a kind. I look up to him, and I thank you, Chris Brown, for taking the higher road than Tank. You are a dumb donkey of the week. Now, you know, after Keke Palmer had the baby by the out-of-work actor that nobody ever heard of, and what else? They were fighting and scrapping and all of this mess. She put him out, filed restraining orders, went to court, claimed he was abusive, all this cussing and fighting and foolishness. And then the mother cussed out the brother, and they were going back and forth. And do you know she is back with that man and pregnant with baby number 2? Girl, y'all need to grow up and keep your business in your house. Well, once again, Rihanna is teasing us with the possibility of new music and a world tour in 2025. But since she launched this new Fendi line, she don't need to get out of bed and do all of that. You know who needs to go to bed and put her head under the covers? It's Tamar Braxton. Good God, Tay. Who is she not the queen of all stunts? Yes, she is. I regret doing reality TV. I'm never going to do it again. Well, honey, you don't have a hit record. You're not making top dollar on the concert stages of America and the world. So she's gone back to it. She will be on Braxton Family Values with the rest of her family. And that stunting boyfriend she got, they claim he's a successful Atlanta attorney. No, what he is a man with 6 kids and 5 baby mamas that he doesn't take care of. So, honey, if you think that's success, I don't know what to tell you. She says her family is toxic, but I think Tay is the toxic one up in this one. So I don't think I'm going to pass on Bob Braxton's. Let's talk about Usher, baby. You know, Atlanta is his adopted hometown, and he had to cancel the first 3 dates on his Past, Present, and Future tour because he sustained a neck injury. Those shows have been rescheduled for December. We want him to get well. Don't get back out there trying to tootsie cat and roller skate and do splits if you're not feeling well, because he's got a very strenuous U.S. and European tour coming up, so we want him to get better. Let me ask you this, Tommy B. What do you think of the new song by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, looking like they in a Podunk, Wyoming bar singing country music? That's all I got to say. That's it, and that's all. It's your girl, Tonya B. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and check out This Is a G podcast each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Go to the Instagram page, go to the YouTube page, and don't forget the Birdwire on demand 24/7 right here at castropolis.net. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you so much, Tonya B. Welcome back. You know, we'd love your thoughts. Go to castropolis.net. Choose the people poll. Leave us a voice message. I'll play back the best, I promise. Support us, y'all. You can give at castropolis.net. Also, you can subscribe. The links are there at castropolis.net. And you can also share. Help us continue to grow at castropolis.net. If you've always been an audio listener and now you're looking for other ways to check us out, now you can watch us weekly. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. And also on Spotify video. Look it up at This Is the G Podcast. Whole thing now, This Is the G Podcast. Don't be coming back to me talking about, I can't find it because you're not putting the whole thing in, boo. You got to go, This Is the G Podcast. Again, This Is the G Podcast. And with that, y'all, episode 235 is in the can. Have a great week, everybody. Peace and power to the people.
You've been listening to This Is the G Podcast. And This Is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.